before I moved here. I was 18 and finished secondary school, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I felt a bit stuck at the time. I actually was working part time and then I was studying beauty therapy as well. So the plan was to work as a beauty therapist, and that didn't really go to plan. And at the time as well, like the salary that I was on, it wasn't what I was looking for. And I ended up working in a factory at the night shift because it made more money. And I thought, whilst you're doing the production work, which I actually personally enjoyed, my mind would constantly be thinking, what's next? What's next? I've got a lot more to offer. So the plan to move to another country started to emerge, and I decided to leave everything behind and move to the UK on my own. When I left Malta, the plan was to get modeling jobs, because when I was in Malta, I was looking at what opportunities were available abroad, and I was so shocked by all the opportunities. But as soon as I landed in the UK, reality kicked in and I was desperate for work. I walked into Morrison's and I got a job as a checkout girl. And then from then on, I got into administration kind of work, office work. So I ended up taking like some PA courses. I was actually really career minded. I really wanted to climb the corporate ladder. I landed various PA roles and assisted a variety of directors and CEO. Whilst I was assisting the CEO and company directors, I remember I was asking for a pay rise and I didn't get it. And I thought, you know what, I could really do with an extra £200 per month. There was not a lot of jobs available. So I thought, okay, I'll just get a Saturday job or an evening job just to get that extra £200 per month. And I could not land a part-time job to save my life. I could not land one. And I started a pet sitting dog walking business and created the website. I've put a Google ad. I had no idea what I was doing. The next day, I got my first customer. In no time, I was making more than £200 per month. It was just a crazy kind of transition because the pet business took off and I was doing both PA work, full-time work, and then the pet sitting business on the side. So I would go pet sitting and dog walking before work, which was at 9 a.m. So you can only imagine what time I used to wake up. And then pet sitting and dog walking after work and at the weekend. So I literally did not have a life, but I was determined and I wanted £200 and I'm making more than £200. So yeah, that transition from working as a PA and starting my little side hustle, which actually ended up funding the flower curl and the Cordina Hair business. It took about 3 years to launch my first product, which was the flower curl. So during those 3 years, I was working full time as a PA, and I was also running my pet business, which was almost, you could say, full time, but I would fit it in the morning before work, in the evening after work, and weekends. And I was also developing the flower curl product. So it took that long because I was doing so many things in one go. And at the same time, like the flower curl needed a lot of testing. I was learning all about intellectual property, which was such a new subject to me. Like I had no clue what IP was. I remember taking a day off from work just to learn about IP, and I printed tons of paperwork, just going through it and trying to understand it all. So it was a challenging time. It was really like hard work. It was persistence, consistency. Like I was relentless. I think you need that kind of energy to make something happen, because without it, my steam would have run out. But I kept going and I knew I was onto something because I had so much feedback from my colleagues about my hair, about the curling results. So I knew I was off to a good start. So I had to make it happen. 3 months after launching, I fell pregnant, and that wasn't part of the plan, far from it. So the first few years of my business was being pregnant, exhausted, nauseous, and ill. And then welcoming my baby boy and looking after my newborn and just transitioning into a mom. I'm not gonna lie, like it was hard. Like I never thought that running a business whilst being a mom would be this hard. Like I felt lucky that I didn't even need to go to like a physical location whilst pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, how do people go to work whilst pregnant? Like I could not physically do anything. I was so exhausted. So yeah, people don't realize how hard it is. I always imagined myself growing with a company, and somehow that wasn't working for me. And it transitioned from me wanting to grow with a company to actually, I don't need anyone and I can do this on my own. I'm quite creative. I really thrive on projects. And I've never been able to work on this sort of projects before when I was working for like a corporate company. So I did eventually find my passion. And that took years. It doesn't happen overnight. When I was in Malta, 18, 19, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was struggling to figure out, and it took years to figure out. I mean, I was, late 20s when I came up with the flower curl. So, there's a few years there not knowing what I was going to do. I was driving into work and stuck in traffic. So, on my way to my office job. And that was the moment when I had that light bulb moment. And I thought about this hair curling gadget in my head. It just sounded so good in my head. I thought, I think this is a great idea. So, I really couldn't wait to get to the office and just draw it on a piece of paper, write it down. And if you're like me, if you have a lot of ideas constantly, it's so important to just write it down because it's so easy to forget. So I drew the color on the piece of paper, and when I finished work, I started creating prototypes in my garden shed. I've always struggled to curl my hair. So the device is easy to use, it's quick to use, and you can sleep in it, wear it during the day without having anything kind of sitting around your face. So I'm all about comfort. So it kind of ticks all the boxes. And I just couldn't wait to start testing it out. And that's when I started turning up to my office job with these curls. And my colleagues were like complimenting me, asking me about it. Obviously, I couldn't really reveal too much, but I knew that their feedback validated my idea. And I knew I had to kind of continue on that and learn all about intellectual property and then protected the idea. The tool that I invented is a heatless hair curler. It looks like a flower, hence the name flower curl, and basically position your hair into this flower curl, and then you wrap your hair around it, and then you leave it in for a few hours or overnight, and then once you remove it, you can enjoy really beautiful curls that actually last. So that was another thing. Like I used to curl my hair with either straighteners or curling devices, and my curls used to last literally 15-20 minutes. So by the time I'm out of the house, my hair would be straight again. But with the flower curl, the curls just last longer. So it's a heatless hair curling tool. It's coated in satin, so it's very gentle on your hair, and it can be worn day or night and suitable for different hair lengths and different hair thickness as well. It was a surreal moment for me. I always thought of applying and going on the show, but I never thought of actually doing it. So for me to go on the show was just surreal. There were cameras everywhere, your own dressing room, and there's a lot of waiting around as well. It was just a really interesting filming studio as well. So all of it was just a really good experience. And I had so much feedback, like positive feedback after the show. It was an excellent experience for me. We focus on hair care, healthy hair. So if you're on a journey to healthy hair, Cordina Hair is it. So we're testing a couple of new products at the moment. It just takes a bit of time to obviously launch it. But yeah, it's a hair care brand for women on a journey to healthy, beautiful hair.